Hello everyone! Today we wanted to present you what we have in store for Italian Wars on patch 1.3. Joining me is the content designer who worked on the Italian Wars rework situation, Will, who you might also know as PDX Big Boss. We asked you what your biggest pain points were and what you wanted to see out of the Italian Wars situation. Now, with that out of the way, let's dive into what Will had in mind for the Italian War situation.
Hey Ryan. So first of all, the Italian wars is it's a situation about war. It should be sort of earthquake in the geopolitics in Italy and around Italy, because Italy has a lot of wealth. It has a lot of pops, a lot of cities. Everybody wants their hands on Italy. So I wanted to make a situation where we showcase what it would be like for foreign countries and local regional powers to struggle over the control of Italy and its wealth. So the whole idea behind the redesign and the rework is that, well, I want the AI to be capable to present a threat and a challenge, and I want to make it fun. It has to, that's the whole idea behind it. It has to be fun, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to feel like you're in the situation, like something changed, like something is going on in Italy. And as an outsider, not just as an insider, because as an insider you have the vested interest in like, oh, that's where I live, so I kind of have to but as an outsider, as a foreign country, like for example Spain or France, you should want to go in not only because you want to kind of take that land away from your foes, but also because there is fun. Whatever, it's fun. It's just fun. Like, just go play it.
One of the major things that we got about the previous Italian Wars was it wasn't interactive enough. It felt like it sort of just happened and there wasn't a reason to really interact with the situation itself. How do you think we fix that in 1.3?
Well, many different factors go into what we perceive as fun, right? Like, it's not just one thing that we change, like a switch that we flip. It's the AI that is more capable now. It's new interactions. It is new rewards, new phases. The tension mechanic is a very big part of this rework. And we have added a lot of new events as well. All of these combined, all of those little factors combined should make a very fun situation.
Yeah, was there any feedback that you got from the community on Italian Wars that surprised you?
So this is a bit of a personal response, right? Because every time you make something, you doubt yourself a lot. When I create stuff, I doubt myself a lot. I don't know, is this going to be fun? Is it going to be good? I learn stuff. I become better at my job, at scripting. And when I make something, I'm generally happy with it. But then people play it, and I understand that I might like something, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's good or that people will like it. And honestly, the feedback report that I received was incredibly pivotal towards shaping the design direction, focusing on what people disliked and what their pet peeves were, like, oh, Naples is too aggressive, or the AI is not really like responsive, or they're not doing what they need to do.
Or the AI, the situation isn't firing 100% of the time.
Yeah, exactly.
That was one of the common ones.
Exactly.
We know it's there, but it's not actually, we don't actually get to see it much. You mentioned the feedback report, and I just want to point out, because this is kind of relevant to me. The way that we did this report was we asked you, the community, on multiple platforms, I believe it was Discord, forums, and Reddit, what you thought of Italian Wars. It was a very open question. How do you like Italian Wars? How can we improve it? And then we collected all of those responses on all of those platforms. We looked at what the most common responses were, and most importantly, we compared the platforms. We wanted to see if, because there's a link, right? If people on different platforms are saying the same thing, then more than likely that means that this is affecting players who aren't even responding. This is a very important piece of feedback.
I mean, every major aspect of this rework, pretty much 99% of it, was motivated partially or entirely from the feedback. For example, people were complaining that there's no connection between the Celts and Ghibellines, and the Italian wars. Now there is a connection. And if the Ghibellines war were to win their situation, the HRE members of Italy would have an option and very likely end up in the HRE League in the Italian wars. If you win the Fate of the Phoenix disaster and you'll go to the Latin path, like you go towards Latinitas, you would have a very good time inviting Italian Latin countries into your Balkan League, because they would recognize you. Oh, you're one of us, basically. And the emergence of the Balkan League itself was also motivated by the feedback, because people wanted, they're like, okay, Byzantium has a link to the region, Rome, all that stuff. Improvements on the AI logic across the board, like tremendously a lot of time spent on like making sure that the AI makes not just decent choices, but intelligent choices based on what's happening.
Yeah, choices that make sense.
Yeah.
One of the key features of this rework is the tension system. I know that's something that when you open up the new Italian Wars in 1.3, it's probably the thing that people will notice first. It's, ooh, there's this really, really colorful, neat tension bar. What does this mean? Can you tell us about the tension mechanic?
So the tension mechanic is a visual representation of this steaming, boiling pot of aggression, and it's both a narrative tool and a visual representation and an actual mechanic with impact that affects the situation. It's a visual tool because you can see it and you can see, oh, like tension is rising, and that has an effect on the aggressiveness of the AI that surrounds the situation. It's a narrative tool because it's used in a lot of events and a lot of actions. And it's also a gameplay tool because it unlocks a lot of stuff. And it's in each threshold, 25, 50, 75, and 100%, has a lot of impactful effects that are probably are going to shape the game and how you play and what happens.
Yeah, for sure. And 1.3 is going to be an open beta. By the time this comes out, it will be an open beta very, very soon, if it's not already. So I'm sure that balance changes, the sort of numbers behind the tension and all the mechanics in the situation will change based on feedback.
Absolutely.
So that's very important to note. Other than tension, what other mechanics are in Italian Wars?
Well, one aspect of it that I'm genuinely very proud of our UI team for is the actual UI of the situation. I am a big fan of situations need to be impactful. They need to be big. They need to be felt and seen. And one aspect that helps a lot in that is actually the UI of it. Like, it needs to be useful. It needs to be legible and visible, and it needs to convey the necessary information around like what you're doing in the situation, what you need to see there. And that is why we have 2 tabs now in the Italian Wars. The first tab is going to have your typical actions, and it's also going to show a nice little pie chart that shows how many locations of Italy does each league have. It's also going to show you active wars between league leaders. So if at any point Naples, leader of an Italian league, goes to war with France, you will know. And if you're a leader of another league, you'll be able to intervene in that war on either side. And the second tab, which is the every member of every league. And this is actually one of my favorite tabs because you can see all the members of all the leagues and how close they are to joining your own league if you're a leader. And you have an invite action and you have a bribe action. And it's actually, I took inspiration for this from CK2.
Ooh.
When you created a plot, you could see which characters were ready to join and which characters would join with a bribe.
Yeah. I love me some CK2, by the way.
Yeah. So it's helpful, it's useful. I'm hoping there is nothing that is not useful on that UI. Like, all the information you're gonna need to navigate through the situation and have fun and enjoy something new is right there on the UI.
Yeah, from what I've seen of Italian Wars so far, we're kind of setting a new standard for situations. Like, I think the current version we have already, from what I've seen of it, is one of my favorite situations in the game now because it's so interactive. One of the, I guess, pain points with situations in general, not just Italian Wars, is that people want rewards for situations. I know that's one of the key points that you changed for Italian Wars in 1.3.
Right. So when I first made the Italian Wars a long time ago, I was very timid and I was very like, oh, I don't want to do it too much, I don't want to like step on any toes. No, situations must step on toes. They need to be sought after. They need to be maybe not front and center of your attention, but something that you have to like pay attention to and do things in. And one of the ways to motivate that is balanced, fair rewards. And if you let's say, for example, you're France, you conquer Italy, or you subjugate Italy, and you expect a reward. Like, it's not just that, hey, now you have the land. Yeah, okay, that's nice, but you could have the land without the situation. So you now are going to have access to a new law, a unique law, the administration of Italy. You're going to have a permanent modifier, a very nice one, and you're going to have access to a unique new governor-like building. So it's like a governor, but you can only have one, and you can have it in Italy. And the reason behind that is because, well, when QA played the Italian Wars, the first iteration of them that I made recently, he told me, George told me, well, okay, I can conquer Italy, and that's nice and all, but like, I don't have any governors. I don't have like.
Yeah, no what am I gonna do with this land?
Yeah, it's basically land that like is ballooning my expenses, but is not like giving me anything in return. Like, okay, I got you. Like, here's a nice casus belli that you can have against countries in Italy that are gonna have a lot less antagonism generated, and here's a nice building that can help you project. And what's even cooler is that the AI also uses this building. I have personally seen in a playthrough recently of my own, AI France plop down an Italian administration center, and I was very proud. I was like, hell yeah.
If I see AI place buildings and I'm an Italian state, I'm gonna be like gunning for it. Nope, gone, destroyed. You might have won Italian Wars, but you're not keeping this building.
And you get to keep the building if you win the situation.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay.
And every policy in this law that you unlock, you're going to have one policy unique per foreign league and 3 generic policies for the Italian leagues. And you'll be able to switch the policies. Even if you're a foreign league, let's say France wins, the reward of France is not locked only to France. So if you play France and you win the Italian Wars and you become Spanish or whatever, or you become the emperor of the HRE, you can have access to the other policies of the other winners if they have one.
That's good. Keeping it dynamic enough that, you're not sort of railroaded into France is the leader, France will get this, very binary, I think is good, because at the end of the day, a lot of people play EU5 like a sandbox, and it doesn't always follow the path of history.
Yeah.
So I think that's very important. Yeah, one of the core pillars of this rework was taking community feedback, and we have a whole report just on community feedback. So you might not be able to see, audience, but we've pulled it up so that we can reference it and talk about it a little bit. Is there anything on here that you kind of want to go over?
Yeah, I mean, I could go over every single point really, because everything in this list pretty much has shaped this rework. Anyway, starting from the top, right? Situation often does not fire at all. It's true, it didn't, because it depended on the AI doing something that it didn't want to do. So now that is taken care of. You have an early start date where the situation might start if, let's say, France goes into Italy. But it also has a threshold. So if it reaches a certain year, like 1495, it's going to fire. It needs to fire because it's good content that's going to be fun to play in, even if it's not 100% historically accurate. I mean, we can talk about external powers not engaging. Yeah, it's true. And now they should be more armed and capable of using the actions. I have personally witnessed France and Spain like doing like wars in Italy and going in and doing stuff. I think I like that very much. Situation boring, no impact. Yeah. You need a reward. You need to feel the situation. Like
You need
Italian
motivation.
wars, you know,
Yeah,
like-
why am I playing this situation?
Yeah. It needs to kind of like grab your attention and kind of like
Italian wars is happening. Alert.
the purge, the Italian purge. Leagues feel arbitrary. It's true. Yes. Another complaint that there was that the countries would jump too much between leagues. That's no, they don't do that anymore.
They stick to one league.
If they like another league leader very much, or they dislike their current leader, at some point they're gonna jump, but they're not gonna jump erratically. You have to kind of find the sweet spot, right? Or for example, the fact that the rewards are negligible. They're not. Not anymore, at least.
We've got Naples. I know Naples being dominant is one that I saw a lot in the old Italian wars.
Yeah.
Naples was kind of always the big dog. Naples was always the one who did everything, and even then it was because it felt like, okay, Naples is in charge, and this is just a Naples situation, basically.
So the problem is that with the old iteration, the situation would never fire if any country had anywhere near the necessary number of locations to finish it. So I chose to approach it differently. I said okay, it's going to fire still, and you're going to have between 50 and 100 years to change the geopolitics and the borders. Like, okay, maybe Italy, maybe Naples has already 200 locations, but it doesn't stop France from saying, hey, listen, you may have 200 locations in Italy, but I have 600 locations in France, and I want Italy. So you're going to have 5 to 10 centuries. No,
10 centuries?
No, God, no.
Modern day Italian wars confirmed?
Yeah, you're going to have around 100 years to kind of go in and shake things up. That's like, if I had to give a title to this situation, it would be like shake things up, like do crimes. You know, here's a CV, here's aggression, here's aggressive AI, here's AI logic that should support the situation and make it fun, and you know, just watch shit blow up. You know, like just
like you said, it should be fun.
Yeah.
It obviously, we care about the historical accuracy. We care about making sure that the simulationist aspects of the game are kept intact and that it works well with other mechanics and other situations. But at the end of the day, if the situation is not fun, all of that is sort of secondary.
There needs to be a balance between those. And right now we have the historical aspect, we have the events around France invading Naples, we have all that, but the situation unfortunately was missing the fun element, the wow factor, the whole idea that, ooh, this is happening and I care about that because I have something to gain from it.
Yeah, which I know as a designer that can be sort of nebulous sometimes. There's this like secret ingredient of fun and it's like, okay, how? Like, you know, it's sometimes you can make something that you feel is really well designed and then you get feedback that, oh, it's just not very fun. And it can be a little disheartening, I know, sometimes. But that's part of the job of a designer, is to figure out, okay, why are people feeling the way they feel when they play?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a player myself.
Yeah.
I participate in multiplayers. I interact with the community. I think that when it comes to designing a game, the highest standard should be me always. Like, I am going to criticize my work. I'm going to say, I don't like this. This is awful. I have to change this. And if you ever design anything, if at no point you kind of doubt yourself or see yourself as like making mistakes, then you're doing it wrong. You should always like have a point in time where you think, oh, is this really fun? Like, is what I'm doing really good? No, you have to have that. It's grounding you.
Great. Well, do you have any closing thoughts before we sort of wrap things up?
I am looking forward. I'm an avid multiplayer fan. I love multiplayer. Every situation that I design, I do so with multiplayer in mind. Like, how is this going to be fun if players interact with it? Because the AI, you can make it interact with anything. Like, it's easy peasy. Press a button, do this, do that. But how does this situation go in multiplayer? For example, there is a new special status in Italian leagues called a sponsor. You can have sponsors for leagues, and sponsors can give you a lot of money every month and a lot of manpower. So think about it this way. You're playing multiplayer, you're Milan, I am France. I'm like, hey, I want your capital. You're like, no, I don't take my capital, please. But then you go to the Austrian player or to the Hungarian player or to the whichever player that is outside the situation, is not a foreign league leader, and you say, hey, listen, if you become my sponsor, I'm gonna fight France. And he's like, okay. So he becomes a sponsor, he gets those 2 beautiful sliders, one for manpower, one for money, and he can throw as much money as he wants on you. And then you can use that money and fight France. And the best thing is, AI uses that.
Do they?
Yes, they do.
I can't wait to see that. Well, I'm really looking forward to people playing Italian Wars in 1.3. 1.3 will be an open beta, so there will be a version of Italian Wars to play. I'm sure that it will kind of go through some light iterations based on feedback.
Always.
At least I hope so. Because that's what community feedback is for. That's the kind of the idea behind an open beta.
You can be the best designer in the world, and I'm not. But there's nothing that beats many brains working on something, or many pairs of eyes working on something.
Yeah, and we do have many pairs of eyes on Italian Wars right now. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to you playing it. We can't wait to see what you think of it. We hope you enjoyed the presentation, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.